Hello students, welcome to Science Learning Gateway. I hope you all are doing good. So today in this tutorial, we are going to discuss class 10 science chapter number 7 control and coordination exercise question answers as well as some of the in-text question answers which are important from your exam point of view. I will be discussing all the question answers which are given in your NCERT textbook so that it will be easy for you to learn and understand the answers. Then you can write the answers easily. You can make your own answers. If you understand the concept of the answer, you can make your own sentence and you can write the answers in the exams. One or two few comments I have seen in the comment section that ma'am please upload the question answers of this chapters. So that's why I made this video so that you can understand the question answers of this chapter. After completing the syllabus, I will be uploading all the important questions which are asked in the previous year board exam so that it will be easy for you to learn to understand the question that which type of questions are important for from your exam point of view, and that thing you can easily understand over there. So let's start with our discussion. Before starting guys, I have a small request from you all. If you're really liking my tutorial and my work, then please like it and share it with your friends also, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that whenever I will be uploading a new video, you'll get the notification for that. And if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe to it. Now let's start with our discussion. First of all, we'll discuss the exercise question answers of chapter number 7 control and coordination. Explanation of the chapter I have already uploaded. You can check that in the playlist of class 8 science. Okay. Now the first question what we have, choose the correct answer. These are MCQs question answer. Generally in your board exam these questions are asked and you can score good marks. If you know the MCQs, then you can score a good marks in your exam. Okay, the first question what we have, which of the following is a plant hormone? Let's see what are the options given over there. Insulin, thyroxine, estrogen and cytokinin. As you know, insulin, thyroxine and estrogen, these are present in the these are animal hormones, means these are present in human beings and in animals, right? So cytokinin is the plant hormone. So your answer is cytokinin. Cytokinin is an example of plant hormone. The gap between two neurons is called a dendrite, synapse, axon, impulse. As you know, dendrite is a part of a nerve cell or neuron. Synapse is the correct answer because the gap between two neurons is called synapse. Axon is also it is also the part of neurons. Impulses, these are the messages which are carried from one neuron to the next neuron. So your correct answer is synapse. Next, the brain is responsible for, let's see what are the options given over there. Thinking, regulating the heartbeat, balancing the body, all of the above. As you know, brain is the main central part of our body, so it will control all the given options over there. It is the thinking part also, it regulates the heartbeat also, it balances the body also. So all the options are correct over there. So your answer will be all the above. So these are the 3 MCQ questions which are given in your textbook. Next question what we have, what is the function of receptors in our body? Think of situation where receptors do not work properly. What problems are likely to arise? First of all, you should understand the question. What is the function of receptors in your body? First part of the question is that we have to write the function of receptors in our body. Second, think of situation where receptors do not work properly. Means we have to give an example in which receptors will not work properly. And third part, what problems are likely to arise? Means after that, if the receptors will not work properly, then what are the problems which will arise? So we will now what is the answer that we'll discuss now. Receptors are specialized cells located in our sense organs like ear, nose, skin, tongue and eyes. So what are receptors? These are specialized cells and they are present where? They are located in our sense organs. So what are our sense organs? Ear, nose, skin, tongue, eyes. These are our sense organs. So receptors are present in our sense organs. The function of receptor is to detect information from the environment. So the main function of receptor is it detects the information from the environment. Receptors will detect the information from the environment. They will identify the information from the environment. For example, now olfactory receptors. What is the function of olfactory receptor? They detect smell. Okay, they detect smell. If receptors do not work properly, the information obtained from the environment will be delayed to reach the spinal cord or brain. What is the this is the example, means second part we are discussing now. Olfactory receptors detect smell. Okay, if the receptor will not work properly, then what will happen? Of the information which is obtained from the environment will be delayed to reach the spinal cord or the brain. Okay, then in this situation the response to the environmental stimulus will be delayed, causing harm to our body. Okay, if the receptors will not work properly, then what will happen? Information from the environment to reach the spinal cord or brain will be delayed, means more time will be taken from to reach the information from the environment to the brain or spinal cord. In that situation, what will happen? The environmental stimulus, the response of the environmental stimulus will also be delayed, and our body and we can and the body can get harmed also. For example, if skin receptors are damaged and one accidentally touches a hot object, then her hands might get burned, as the damaged receptor cannot perceive the external stimuli of heat and pain. Okay, for example, any hot plate is there. If you want to touch, and if you go near that hot plate, but suddenly your brain will give a message that we should not touch that hot plate. You will not touch. Your hands will be saved. But if no information will be given to your brain, then what will happen? You will touch that plate and your hands can burn. Right? So this is the answer. What is the function of receptors in our body? Think of a situation where receptors do not work properly. What problems are likely to arise? Once again, I will revise the answer. Receptors are specialized cells located in our sense organs like ear, nose, skin, tongue and eyes. And what is the function of receptor? It detects the information from the environment. Now we'll write the example. Olfactory receptors detect smell. If receptors will not work properly, the information obtained from the environment will be delayed to reach the spinal cord or brain. In that situation, what will happen? Response to the environmental stimulus will be delayed, causing harm to the body. Okay, then no response will be given to the environmental stimulus and our body can get damage or harm. For example, if skin receptors are damaged accidentally and one accidentally touches a hot plate, the skin receptors means they are present in the skin, right? These receptors are present in the skin. If they are damaged, then what will happen? If suddenly someone will touch a hot object, then their hands can burn or get damaged, because receptor cannot perceive the external stimuli of heat and pain. Our next question is, draw the structure of neuron and explain its function. So what is neuron? First of all, you should know neuron, or it is also known as nerve cell, is the functional unit of nervous system. Okay, this is the main definition of neuron. It is the functional unit of nervous system and it has three main parts. Okay, nerve cell or neuron has three main parts: cell body, dendrite and axon. You should always remember this question. This is very important. A neuron is the functional unit of nervous system and it has three main parts: cell body, dendrite and axon. And its diagram is also very important from your for your board exams also. So let's discuss its structure. This round part, the head-like structure, you can see it is called the cell body. Okay, and this tube-like structure, it is called axon, and at last we have the nerve endings. The tail-like structure, you can see these are called nerve endings. And in the cell body, some root-like, some branches-like structures you can see, these are called dendrites. These are dendrites. And at the center, a round structure is present, that is called nucleus. In the head part, what are the things present? This is called cell body, and in the center you have the nucleus, and the branch-like structures are called the dendrites. This tube-like structure, it is called the axon, and the endings of the neurons are called the nerve endings. So these are the three main parts of a neuron. Now, what is the function of neuron? The function of nerve cell is to carry information in the form of electrical signals, which are called nerve impulses. So what neuron does? They use to carry the information in the form of electrical signals, which are also called nerve impulses. The cells receive stimulus to send it to spinal cord and brain and carry the message from brain to the target organ. So what the cells will do? The cells will receive the stimulus and send it to the spinal cord or the brain, and they will carry the message from the brain to the target organ. Once the message will reach to the brain, that message will be given to the target organ, whether it is your heart, or whether it is a kidney, or whether it is your sense organs, any organ, it will give the message to different organs of our body, right? So this is the function of neurons. Okay, next question, what we have, what does phototropism occurs in? How does phototropism occurs in plants? Photo means what? Light, right? Phototropism occurs in plant. So what is the answer? The movement in any part of a plant due to light is called phototropism. If any movement of plant will take place because of light, then that is called phototropism. Photo means light, so movement will occur because of light, then it is called phototropism. The shoot of plant shows positive phototropism and root shows negative tropism. This sentence is also very important. One or two times the question is asked in the board exams also. Which part of the plant shows positive phototropism? Then you have to write shoot of the plant will show positive phototropism. Means the shoot will grow towards the sunlight, and roots are present below the soil, so they will show negative phototropism. They will grow against the sunlight. Right? Phototropism in plants occurs due to hormone auxin. Since auxin is a growth hormone, it helps in the growth of the plant. So phototropism in plant will occur because of the hormone called auxin. When light falls on one side of the plant, the secretion of auxin hormone is more in the part away from the light. Okay, if the light will fall on the leaf, suppose, okay, so in below surface of the leaf will produce more auxin. Hence auxin causes growth in length of the cell in shady parts, so the plant appears to bend towards the light. So where the auxin will cause growth in the part which will not receive the sunlight, auxin will help in the growth of those parts, because auxins are formed in those areas more, so the plant appears to bend toward light. Okay, so how does phototropism occurs in plant? Movement in any part of the plant due to light is called phototropism. Shoot will show positive phototropism and root will show negative phototropism. Correct? Phototropism in plant occurs due to which hormone? Due to auxin. When light falls on one side of the plant, the secretion of auxin hormone is more in the part away from the light. Means the part of the plant which will receive less sunlight, or which will receive no sunlight, in that part more auxins will be formed. Hence auxin causes growth in length of the cell in shady part. So plant appears to bend towards light. So this was our answer. Next question is, which signals will get disrupted in case of spinal cord injury? Okay, so what are the signals which will get disrupted in case of spinal cord injury? All the involuntary actions will get disturbed. What are involuntary actions? Involuntary actions are those actions which are not under our control, like heartbeat, breathing. Okay, so all the involuntary actions will get disturbed in spinal cord injury. Reflex actions will be disturbed because reflexes are located in the spinal cord. First of all, your involuntary actions will be disturbed. Next, reflex actions will also be disturbed because they are located in spinal cord. Therefore, the quick responses required to safeguard the body will not take place. Since reflex actions are helpful in taking quick responses, so if they are not working, they are disturbed, then the quick responses required to safeguard the body will not take place. Okay, so these are the actions which will get disturbed. Next, how does chemical coordination occur in plants? Okay, so in plants we have to talk about chemical coordination, how chemical coordination will take place in plants. Chemical coordination in plant take place with the help of plant hormones. As you know that in plants different types of hormones are secreted, in animals different types of plant hormones are secreted. So in chemical coordination in plant will take place because of plant hormones. In most of the regions where division takes place, means in meristematic regions. Division means where the division of cell will take place in plants, that is called meristematic region. Stimuli cells secrete chemical compounds called hormones. So who will secrete the chemical hormones? Stimuli cells will secrete the hormones. Since these substances identify the information by stimulating the other nearby cells and communicating the information. So what the hormones will do? They will identify the information by stimulating the other nearby cells and communicating the information. They will detect the information, and after that they will communicate the information. They will transfer the information to other parts of the body. Okay, so chemical coordination in plant occur with the help of plant hormones, and plant hormones are produced by which part of the plant? Meristematic regions or stimuli cells. What is the need of system of control and coordination in organism? An organism needs control and coordination system for the following functions. 3 points we have written for this answer. First point is why control and coordination is necessary? To save the body of the organism from the harmful changes in the environment. There are so many harmful changes occur in our environment. To save our body, control and coordination is necessary. To control the speed of voluntary and involuntary actions. There are two types of actions which occur, voluntary and involuntary action. Voluntary actions are those actions which are under our control. Involuntary actions are those actions which are not under our control. Example of voluntary actions: walking, running, writing. involuntary actions, heartbeat, respiration. So to control the speed of voluntary and involuntary actions, control and coordination is necessary. To have the capability to think and learn for responding to any stimuli, means if any stimuli will be there, for responding to that stimuli, we should have the thinking power, to have the capability to think and learn for responding to any stimuli. So these are the 3 points for the need for the why we should need a system of control and coordination in animals. Next question we have, what are involuntary, how are involuntary actions and reflex actions different from each other? Means in this question we have to write the differences between involuntary actions and reflex action. Make 2 columns like this. Whenever a difference questions will be asked, you should make the table like this and then you should write the answer. Then you can score good marks and it will be easy also for you to learn. If you learn it in through point wise, it is easy also to learn. First, we'll write for involuntary actions. So those actions which occur immediately without any thinking are called involuntary actions. Involuntary actions are those actions which are not under our control. So these will occur immediately without any thinking. This is the first point. And for reflex action, what we have written, rapid automatic response to a stimulus without the conscious involvement of the brain. And what are reflex action, these are also rapid automatic response to a stimulus without the conscious involvement of the brain. Okay, these response will not involve the involvement of the brain. Involuntary actions are controlled by mid and hindbrain, but reflex actions are controlled by spinal cord. Okay, relatively slower. These actions are very slow, but they are reflex action are very quick and instantaneous. Examples of involuntary actions are beating of heart and breathing. Examples of reflex actions are sneezing and coughing. Okay, so these are the differences between involuntary and reflex actions. Next question we have, compare and contrast nervous and hormonal mechanism for control and coordination in animals. For this also we'll make the table. First one we is for nervous mechanism and second one is for hormonal mechanism. Now, first point for nervous mechanism is, it consists of nerve impulses between CNS, PNS and brain. Consist of nerve impulses. Nerve impulses are the messages between CNS. CNS is your central nervous system, PNS is the peripheral nervous system and brain. And hormonal mechanism, it consists of endocrine system which secretes hormone directly into blood. We know that in our body endocrine system is present. What is the function of this endocrine system? It secretes hormone directly into the blood. It is a fast process, it is a slow process. Messages are transmitted in the form of electrical impulses. In nervous mechanism, messages will be transferred in the form of electrical impulse. But in hormonal mechanism, messages are transmitted in the form of chemicals called hormones. Growth is not affected in nervous mechanism, but if hormonal mechanism will occur, growth is affected. Our next question is, what is the difference between the manner in which movement takes place in sensitive plant and movement in our legs? Again, we have to make 2 columns, movement in sensitive plant, movement in our legs. Sensitive plant like your mimosa, the touch me not plant. Okay. For example, if we take that plant, the movement in a sensitive plant is a response to stimulus touch, which is an involuntary action. Okay, whenever the movement will occur in a sensitive plant is a response to stimulus. Suppose if you touch the leaves of the touch me not plant, what will happen? It will suddenly close, right? It is which is an involuntary action. Now, in movement in our legs, movement in our legs is a voluntary action. When we want to walk, that time only we can walk. If we will not want, we can sit in our place where we are sitting. It is not controlled by any part of the plant. It is controlled by brain and spinal cord. Plants do not have specialized proteins for movement. They do not have any protein for movement. But animal cells have specialized protein which help muscles to contract. So these are the differences between movement in sensitive plant and movement in your legs. With this, we have finished all the exercise questions given in your NCERT textbook. Now, few of the in-text question answers which are very important. Those questions also I will discuss in this tutorial. First question what we have. Which part of the brain maintains balance, posture and equilibrium of the body? So which part maintains posture and equilibrium of our body? Cerebellum. Okay, cerebellum is the part of the brain which maintains posture and equilibrium of our body. What is the role of brain in reflex action? There is no role of brain in reflex action. These involuntary actions are controlled by the spinal cord, which takes place immediately without thinking of how to respond to stimuli. Okay, see, since spinal reflex actions, these are controlled by by spinal cord. So brain do not have any role in reflex action. These involuntary actions, involuntary means these are not under our control, are controlled by what? By spinal cord. Reflex actions are controlled by the spinal cord, which take place immediately without thinking of how to respond to the stimuli. What are plant hormones? Plant hormones are also called phytohormones. Okay, plant hormones are also called phytohormones. Plant hormones are the chemical substance which help in controlling growth, flowering, height, development of plants and their responses to the environment. If plant hormones are not there in the plant, then what will happen? Growth of plant will not take place, flowers will not come, height of the plant will not increase, and they will not respond to the environment. So plant hormones are the chemical substance which help in controlling the growth, flowering, height, development of plants and their response to the environment. Now, what are the different types of phytohormones or plant hormones? Auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid and ethylene. Auxins, gibberellins and cytokinins, they help in the growth of the plant. Okay, cytokinins help in cell division, gibberellins and auxins help in the growth of the plant. But abscisic acid and ethylene, they inhibit growth. They stop the growth of the plant. They do not grow the plant. They do not help in the growth of the plant. Okay, so these three hormones will help in the growth of the plant: auxins, gibberellins and cytokinins. Abscisic acid and ethylene will not help in the growth of the plant. Sometimes question is also asked, name a plant hormone which inhibits growth. That time you can write abscisic acid or ethylene. Next question we have, give an example of plant hormone that promotes growth. Auxin helps in the growth of the plant. You can write that one. Why is the use of iodized salt advisable? This is very important question. Many times this question has been asked in board exam. What is the use of iodized salt? Why is the use of iodized salt advisable? It is advised to use iodized salt. Which is the iodized salt? The salt which we take from the market. You have seen in the wrappers that it is written iodized salt. Means the salt contains iodine, which is very important for our health. If we will not take iodized salt, then what will happen? We can suffer from a disease called goiter. You can see in some of the cases in the newspapers or the TV channels that neck portion has been swelled. The neck has increased. The size of the neck will increase because of disease called goiter. So it is advised that we should take iodized salt only. It is advised to use iodized salt because thyroid gland needs iodine to produce thyroxine hormone. Okay, thyroxine hormone is secreted by which gland? Thyroid gland. If there will be no iodine in our body, what will happen? Thyroid gland will not secrete thyroxine hormone. So it is advised to use iodized salt because thyroid gland needs iodine to produce thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine hormone controls all the metabolic. Now, what is the function of this thyroxine hormone? It controls all the metabolic activities of our body, like metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Okay, it will control all the metabolic activities of the body, like metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Due to the deficiency of thyroxine, a disease called goiter is caused. If thyroxine will not be produced in our body, then we can suffer from a disease called goiter. So it is very important that we should take iodized salt. Okay, so why is the use of iodized salt advisable? It is advised to take iodized salt because thyroid gland will secrete thyroxine hormone only in the presence of iodine. Thyroxine hormone helps in the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and protein. Due to deficiency of thyroxine, a disease called goiter is caused. Okay. Now, why are some patients of diabetes treated by giving injections of insulin? You have seen some diabetes patients, they used to take the insulin injection before taking the food or after it before taking the food they used to take that insulin hormone. So why they're taking insulin injections? Because in their body insulin is not formed in proper amount or it is formed in less amount. Because of that they have to take insulin injection. And what is the function of insulin? Insulin controls the blood sugar level in our body. Okay, now insulin hormone controls blood sugar level. If it is not secreted in proper amount, the sugar level in the blood rises. If no insulin will be there in the body, then what will happen? The sugar level will keep on increasing. This causes many harmful effects. To treat harmful effects of increased level of blood sugar, the diabetic patients are treated by giving injections of insulin. Okay, so what happens if the sugar level will increase in the body of any diabetic patient? That time they are advised to take that injections of insulin. Okay, in their body no insulins are formed, so they have to take the injections of insulin to control the blood sugar level in their body. Now, how does chemical coordination take place in in animals. We have read it how does chemical coordination takes place in plant. Now we'll read how does chemical coordination takes place in animals. Chemical coordination in animal takes place through the hormones secreted by the endocrine glands. In the animal's body also it will take place by the hormones, and they are secreted by which gland? They are secreted by endocrine glands. Coordination in animal take place through hormone system as well as nervous system, which is also called endocrine system. So coordination in animal will take place through hormone system as well as nervous system, which is also called endocrine system. Endocrine glands secrete animal hormones directly into the blood that reach to the specific cells. This is also true that endocrine glands, they will secrete hormone, and that hormone will be mixed up with the blood. Special types of molecules are present on the surface of the cells to detect these hormones. Okay, so some of the cells should be present in the body which can detect the hormone. These cells act according to the information that a particular hormone carries. Okay, after that what the cells will do? They will act according to the information that a particular hormone, the hormones also carry information, according to that the cells will also act. So control and chemical coordination take place in animals by the help of hormones, and they are secreted by which gland? They are secreted by the endocrine glands. Like this you have to write this answer. So we have finished all the question answers of this chapter, all the important question answer. Next I will make a video for the questions which are asked in the previous years of the board exam, so that it will be helpful for you to learn those answers, and you'll know the pattern also, that which type of questions are asked in the previous year. Okay, thank you for watching my channel. If this tutorial is helpful for you, then please like it and share it with your friends also, and your likes will motivate me to create more helpful video for you all. And if you have any doubt in this tutorial, you can comment in the comment section so that I can clear your doubt. Okay, and if you're new to my channel, subscribe in and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that whenever I will be uploading a new video, you'll get the notification for that. Thank you for watching.